All right, it is Friday, and that means it's time for the news preview and review, or actually review and preview. And we have with us from the Rome News Tribune, we have John Bailey and our WRGA News Director, David Crowder, with us. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Friday's World. It is here, 71 degrees and National Donut Day.
What?
It's National Donut Day.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, I learned something this morning.
Well, that's the educational portion. Now, let's talk about news. Let's talk about what's going on. $100 million in the suit settlement. So how's that break down? Is that all coming to one place, or is that divided up among all the places along the stream?
So from the news report, it's more than $100 million, and essentially that's coming from all of the settlements from, I think it's 50 plus defendants in that water pollution lawsuit filed by the city of Rome. Now,
wow.
This lawsuit's filed against a lot of carpet manufacturers, chemical companies, carpet manufacturers based in Dalton, chemical companies. Basics are that those companies polluted, either provided the pollutant or, did the polluting, etc., and also entities of the city of Dalton. The Conasauga River, which flows into the Oostanala River, and I wish I had a map so I could double check that. I always second guess myself when I say so. And then, has led to, Rome water rate hikes and having to spend additional millions of dollars to filter these. I'm not going to even try to say it, but PFAS.
PFAS, yeah.
PFOS, also.
Forever chemicals, yeah.
Right, out of the water. I'm not even going to try. I almost did it, like something.
Falling on a balloon.
Something unpronounceable. And so, as a result of that, so this Tuesday, the Rome City Commission had a called meeting, and the purpose of that meeting was to essentially allow the city attorney and city manager to negotiate and accept settlements from all the defendants. Now, that's all the 50-plus defendants. I think there were maybe 12 left over, including some very big-name chemical.
Because some along the way have,
Right.
either
They've
settled somehow,
right, yeah,
or
yes.
it was thrown out or whatever. But yeah, these are the ones that remain.
Gotcha.
Right, and so that figure, that $100 million, interestingly and coincidentally, is around the same figure that it would take to pay for the new water filtration facility that'll be going on Riverside Parkway that would have the reverse osmosis system, which is essentially you take it and you take everything out of the water. And so it's just, water, and then they'll have to put in things to make it,
Wow. Well,
taste,
at least you
flavor, all
cover
that
your
stuff.
cost.
Right, and so that's the idea. So the hope, and we'll see, as this kind of plays out. And I don't expect to really get a firm feel of it until later this year, maybe September-ish. Could be wrong there, but we'll see. Does that cover that facility plus attorney fees, which I assume are significant at this point? I mean, rightly so. They've been going all over the place, as well as the costs Rome has been incurred, right? Switching over to the Etowah intake and then having to, treat that water as well. So we'll see.
Wow.
And
Well,
I guess second question is,
Yes.
what does that mean for us City of Rome water customers?
Well, it depends on how much the, excuse me, I don't think you're going to see anything drop as far as rates go.
Well, we're already 9% hike into a 4-year
Yeah.
cumulative 9% water rate hike.
So maybe, no more increases after that. I'm not, I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's the question.
Well, maybe.
We answer soon.
Yeah, and I've heard September 2 is when we'll really know all of the terms and
Right.
all of the specifics.
Well, that's a good thing. People are ponying up, and hopefully they're changing their process to where this doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I think David's reported that 3M, wasn't it 3M that quit manufacturing?
Yeah,
those
3M
chemicals?
has already announced that they're going to quit, using PFOS. Who was it? One of the carpet mills up in Chattooga County.
Oh yeah, Mount Vernon Mills.
Mount Vernon
actually.
Mills has announced that they're no longer using them. So this whole thing, you're going to see
Changes the
like some
industry.
changes nationally because of this.
Yeah, and kudos to the CRBI, the Coosa River Basin Initiative, on that Mount Vernon Mills announcement. Like, they kind of just dogged that until.
And this is the stuff
Made a
that
change.
they put on carpet and other items for water resistance or
Yeah,
stain resistance.
it's all kinds of
like
stuff.
that.
I was reading a report about some of the things that PFAS are used in, and it's like even some food packagings.
Yeah.
Yeah, flame retardant suits for like firefighters. There's been some suits involving some fire departments
Wow.
that have filed
Also,
suit.
chemicals used to put out flames.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's been used in a lot of
Well,
things.
I've seen the things with if they have to use the foam,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the foam to put out fires. That there's been some suits filed on that. So.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can't remember the amount, but the suits that have been filed nationally, I mean, you're looking at billions and billions and billions of dollars.
So this could be one of those things that sets a precedent in future cases involving PFAS.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
that's one of the reasons why it's news.
Yeah.
Is that I think this is one of the first ones that's reached that almost full settlement stage.
Wow. How about that? Well, good news for water customers. Water, keep it cleaner, and hopefully it will help with the cost in treating.
Yeah, and Rome is far ahead of the curve because we've got
yeah.
these new Environmental Protection Agency standards coming down for PFAS, drastically lowering the parts per trillion that's going to be allowed. And I mean, Rome's already ahead of the curve.
No,
on
way
that.
ahead. I mean, when the city commission stepped out, and kind of took, I don't want to say a bold move because I think it was a very necessary move to get this in motion. I do not believe there's a lot of municipalities that also use the Oostanala, which is been heavily polluted with this chemical, that are doing so or have done so. I mean, so there's also far-ranging implications into that. One, those cities could be in danger. Two, the city of Rome water and ability to sell that water to other places could also be significantly improved
Oh, absolutely.
in the coming years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Selling. Listen. I know all about that selling water negotiation thing because it's it happens. It happens just about everywhere.
Right.
All right. Well, that's some good news there, Dave. You've got looks like a police report in front of you there. What's you breaking?
Yeah, we got this information just overnight, so this is kind of breaking. You may have heard on the news this morning a couple of gentlemen that were arrested for possession of a stolen firearm and also had some drugs and drug paraphernalia in the vehicles. Well, there was 3 arrested over there on Smith Road. 2 of those men have now been charged with aggravated battery, aggravated assault in connection with a shooting incident that occurred on May 31st, which would have been Wednesday. Yeah, during the evening hours of Wednesday. And we're going to have some calls into Floyd County Police to get more information on this. It occurred on Brandon Lane, which is just off of Smith Road in the area of Wilkerson Road in that area.
Okay.
So apparently one person was shot and was injured. We don't know the condition, of course, but we're going to be trying to get more information on that as the day goes on. But apparently these 2 gentlemen, I guess I can go ahead and say their names, Trayon Marquez Bexley and Tahiri Duran Talbert, they have now been charged with aggravated assault and aggravated battery in connection with that shooting that occurred. It looks like it occurred just between 11 p.m. and midnight on Wednesday evening.
Wasn't there a third person?
There was a third person, but he has not been charged.
Okay.
In this,
Right.
He was in the car, and he's been charged with the possession of the stolen
Drugs,
firearm
et
and the
cetera,
drugs, but he has not been charged in
Okay.
connection with the shooting.
Okay.
Yesterday, the Rome Floyd Planning Commission they tabled the glamping, the camping site in Cave Spring.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious as to what happened.
Okay, well, it was a long discussion.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and preface that. and a lot of people spoke. A lot of the neighbors are
for or against.
against.
Okay.
All of the neighbors were against it, and
Against a camping site.
well, the plan is the applicant wants to put in 7 to 9 camping spaces with tents, or they were calling them yeets.
Yurts.
Yurts. Okay.
What is a place like that over
Yeet's
in?
something kids do when they throw up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yurts. Okay.
Yeah, there's that's.
So, and the applicant says, you know, he grew up in on that property. You know, he went away, traveled the world. You know, and really wanted to come back and have a place where people could come in, enjoy nature, and things like that. The problem is, the only access to the property off of Morgan Dairy Road is like, I'm trying to.
Like a gravel driveway.
It's a
More or
gravel
less?
driveway.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a full road, and it goes through other people's properties
Okay.
on the way up.
All right.
So those
So it's
property
not really
owners,
a-
obviously don't want the increased traffic. You know, you got the issue of strangers camping in their backyard and, stuff like that.
So they were
So,
glamping.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the place over
just-
in Bartow County, the old polo grounds, over the steeplechase grounds. There's a glamping site like that over there,
Right,
very much
right.
like that. And
Oh, you're talking about Kingston Downs?
yeah, Kingston.
Those are really nice.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
That is glamping. Like
That's
is
like the Hilton
really
of
nice.
campgrounds.
It is so nice. Yeah.
So,
or the Marriott of campgrounds.
Yes, or something more than that. Yeah.
So during the meeting, Planning Commission member Charles Love made a motion to approve because he says it's his property. If he wants to put up some tents or some yeets or yurts or whatever,
Yeah. Yeets.
that's his business. It's his property.
Yeah.
So, and Tom Bennett seconded the motion, but they had some more discussion as like, well, it would be really nice if we had, a little more details, and if he could get this issue about the ingress and egress, an alternate
Well, I can see
possible driveway.
Yeah, I can see the concern of that. Yeah.
So Bennett withdrew his second,
yeah.
and so the motion died for lack of a second. Then Love made a motion to table to give the applicant more time to come in with some more details,
different plan or something.
and possibly a different plan for getting traffic in and out of the place. And it's probably not going to be a lot of traffic.
I was just thinking because he was talking about what 8.
Yeah.
8
Well,
yurts?
the thing too is
not
that
very much.
that area. I mean, you've got it's a very becoming an eclectic art community, and
and this the applicant
this would be
very much
perfect for
he's
that.
an artist, and
Yeah,
it's just something like that.
it's a little different, but it's. But I can also, as a neighbor, it's some concern there. But I'm sure if the property owner came up with some sort of an effort, or not really a guarantee, but at least I guess some encouragement or some comfort that says, "Hey, all right, here's what it's going to be like, and this is where we're going to put it."
More
Just
more
kinda talk.
communication, more discussion.
Well,
may
I also say when they table something like this or whatever, it seems to be almost a message of, hey guys, why don't you guys talk about this amongst yourselves and see if you can work out any problems or any perceived problems.
Yeah.
And one issue that did come up, and you've seen this on a couple of rezonings recently, where they really didn't want to vote to deny it or vote on Charles Love's motion to approve,
Sure.
because if it fails, then it goes on to the full county commission with a recommendation to deny, and they
Right.
didn't want to deny it. So that brought up another discussion as to give a situation where there's a motion to approve, it doesn't.
Yeah.
They want the motions when it goes to the city and county commissions to be more specific and not be like a failed motion to approve is a motion to deny.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It may be a matter of semantics, but
Yeah.
they wanted some more clarification on that.
Well, and I guess so. This is something new. It's
and they
something
didn't want to make
different,
it where the guy had to wait a year before he came back.
Yeah.
Which is what happens if the
Yes.
county denies it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
they
I
just
mean,
wanted to give him more time to get some more plans together and
Got it.
And
Come back.
that really does feel like a situation where it's like, guys, y'all sit down and talk about
Yeah,
this.
maybe explain a little bit
Exactly.
more to
Yeah,
the
you know,
neighbors,
it's like,
say,
all right.
and address some concerns
Right.
and see what they. All right, and we're just about out of time, but First Friday starts tonight.
Yep.
The farmers market starts tomorrow.
Yep.
Opens up tomorrow, and now looking into next week, what are some of the issues and some stories that we will probably be looking at for next week?
That's a great question. So this week was supposed to be our first dead news week.
Yeah, well,
where
that
we
ain't
just
happened.
didn't have nothing happen, and therefore we got to catch up with those stories we really haven't been, looking at because we've been dealing with what we had to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's next week. We'll see.
So we may just be making s'mores next
Usually
week
that's
on Friday.
February.
Yeah. It hadn't been that way at all
It
this
has
year.
not been that way all year.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us again. And John, good to see you. Dave, great job as always. And we love to keep everybody informed. And we'll put this up on the website here shortly, so you can go back and listen to
And
Yeats.
reminisce.
Man, I can't believe did I say that?
Well, hey, it's not everybody has a yurt in their backyard.
And you can learn more about Yeats.
Eat the yurts.
Google it and see what happens.
No wonder I couldn't find that when I Googled it.
Cave Spring neighbors motto: eat the yurts.
It's
There you go.
8:54.